Hello viewers, I thought today I would capture some citizen band radio while using an amateur radio. So let's flip through. The citizens band in North America, Canada and the USA is from 26.195 to 27.405. And then I find we have a few rogue people who like to play from 405 to 805. So let's have a little listen at the amateur radio band and see who's out there. So this would be channel 1, and it just goes up from here.
King of Cincinnati. Hey, who you talking to? Hello to you, King of Cincinnati. 5-4, up north, waving, back by. Real good copy, UFO killer. A real good copy. I'm going outside.
I'm kind of waiting to see if anybody identifies where they're located.
No copy, no deal back on King of Cincinnati. Busy over there in the Mile High City.
So that's
No copy, no deal back around the Buckeye.
Cincinnati, and we're in Calgary, Alberta right now. So we do get a pretty good distance off of this. The antenna we're using isn't cut for this band. It's cut for 40 and 20 meters, and it's an inverted V using a 1-to-1 Bellin up at about 30 feet.
I appreciate it. Hey, Ranger, I appreciate it, man. I'm just out here slow rolling, talking on this radio.
So let's see what else we can hunt down here on the citizen band frequencies. Huh, sounds like the same guy. The band scope at the bottom makes it pretty handy to see if there's any traffic on the frequency at all. This big ball here is going to be interference. He's angry, so we'll leave him alone. So this would be channel 19 of the citizen band radio. Normally it's the noisiest one because that's the one that the transportation operators and highway guys are always using. Oh. This would be channel 21. You can see the interference creeping around. We'll see if we can't get a few fellas pretty clear here. Some shortwave radios will receive this. Others don't. That's why I prefer amateur radio over shortwave radio for shortwave listening. So this is lower sideband. The other benefit to the band scope is it lets you look at the signal and you can determine if you're AM, FM, upper sideband or lower sideband just by looking at the way their signal is situated. You can see the blue strip here, and up here it tells you lower sideband, and when I put that on upper it moves over. And then AM, well, CW will be very narrow, AM will be wide, FM will be even wider, and that's narrow FM. And this radio doesn't do wide FM. So right here would be channel 40 of the Citizen band. We're just going to snoop above that a little. So I don't know for sure the legality being in the US using this frequency above the Citizen band. This is a Citizen band frequency for, I believe, region 3 or maybe region 1, which is more or less Europe. So I think these operators could be operating illegally, but I'm not the law. Let's see who else is doing it. It would seem there's some here. That's a ball of interference, so it would seem that the 40 channels above Citizen band are about as busy as the 40 channels lawfully used by Citizen band. And again, you know, for 27.465, I know that where I am in Alberta, I cannot legally use this frequency. My Citizen band radio won't operate on this frequency, and my amateur radio, the radio that I'm using to listen to it, isn't set up to operate outside the amateur radio bands. So I just do a lot of eavesdropping, I suppose. See where all the bad people are. Okay, there's some activity here, unless it just took off on me. Perhaps so. These spikes you're seeing in that static, it could be a few things. Usually it indicates lightning that could be thousands of miles away from you. When lightning goes off, it puts a lot of interference through. So that's what most of those spikes are. Some of those spikes are caused by, you know, depending on where you are and what's going on, a transformer in your town could explode, and that'll give you that EMP that'll register very briefly. All sorts of little things can do it. A bad dryer at your neighbor's house. Now, normally the interference from a bad dryer or a bad microwave or something like that won't quite travel very far, so it'll be somebody near you. Oh, that was a weird signal. I've never seen that before. I've never seen a signal like that before. Very odd. Okay. Let's see who else is being naughty. This frequency is known as the triple nickel. There's that signal again. Really, really weird signal. I've never seen that before with the sine wave in it.
I wasn't sure, Kevin. I thought it was a real strong signal from the Pacific. Very, very good afternoon to you, Kevin.
Look at that really weird signal. I've never seen a sine wave like that. If any of the viewers who've been into radio a little longer has ever seen that kind of sine wave before, it looks like a relatively pure sine wave, but just done over a lot of frequencies. If anybody's seen that signal sine wave before, hit me up in the comments and let me know. Bad boys. Misbehaving.
And he said that thing would drain the battery faster than you could blink if you accidentally left it on,
And again, in North America, your citizen band radio is not going to give you these frequencies. I'm aware of a number of people that have radios that are modified. They throw a few switches here and there, and it opens up these frequencies. I myself don't have one of those radios. I have this one. Take a little comb through and see who else is misbehaving. Now, from what little I can make out with this signal, these operators may very well be playing with very lawful equipment and just operating in a region permissible to it, perhaps South America. I'm not sure what the South American laws are. I've never been, don't plan to go, and I'm more versed in, the legislation for where I am, as that's the rules and laws that I have to play under when I'm having fun. Sounds like more out of region. And this would be 27.8 805. So this would be known as, I believe, channel 40 on a UK citizens band. I'll just keep snooping to see. And at this point we've entered the citizen band radio. So we're going to be in the CW portion. That flashing light tells me that I've got CW. Put on my decoder, which, to be fair, is not the best decoder. You know, but it tries real hard. You need to kind of tune this decoder. You have to get the words per minute right. And you know, see, now it's coming in a little bit better. This auto R, L, or M. Like, I'm sure they talk about it in the owner's manual, but as an amateur radio operator, I'm forbidden from reading those at all. I have to ask a friend. It's a ham thing you wouldn't understand. And as we scroll up through here, so that's digital. As we're in the digital portion of the ham radio band. And to get into the phone portion, we better just use this one. Now we'll be up into the phone portion, and so in this portion of the band, I'm actually certified to transmit.
Okay, kilowatt Echo 8, Papa Mike Delta. Somebody with a good signal.
We're able to hear this guy. We cannot hear the other operator. That's very common. It's due to the way radio signals from different locations, different antenna setups, different geographical surroundings, buildings, mountains, that sort of thing. Amateur radio signals bounce off the atmosphere, and they don't just blanket everything. They kind of come down in giant sheets. So sometimes I'm outside the skip zone of one operator, but in the skip zone of an operator that he's speaking with. And then we'd use the other station that can hear both parties to relay between the two parties that can't hear each other.
We got to move up on top of the tower here and
Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time. That's my short video on shortwave listening to the Citizen Band on just some random day. And we pretty much walked our way right into the amateur radio band, which is kind of cool. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Do leave a comment in the comments below.